Hi everyone, I'm excited to talk to you about my research that I've titled Are We Slamming the Brakes with carboxylesterase 1? Well, the whole idea of my research is to look at the roles of carboxylesterase 1 in macrophages. Carboxylesterase 1 is an enzyme that is called a serine hydrolase. What it literally means is that it's a compound that has what we call a serine residue, and by that it releases water from a chemical substance, that's hydrolysis. And carboxylesterase 1 actually does that to compounds that we call the esters, the amide group. And basically we are talking about triglycerides, cholesterol esters, and some other drugs. Carboxylesterase 1 break this water molecule and releases what we know as metabolite, the product of breaking down these complex molecules. Now, sometimes these metabolites go on to elicit some other biological functions in the cells or tissues. And I'm looking at carboxylesterase 1 in macrophages. Macrophages are cells of innate immunity. Innate immunity is the first responder that the body set up to kind of act like a defense against the bad guys. The bad guys in this sense are unwanted microorganisms or tissue damage. Macrophages is part of the innate immunity, not only the cells of innate immunity, but is a major part of the innate immunity. Another major function of macrophage is to alert the other type of immunity that is known as adaptive immunity. The adaptive immunity are trained cells. They have to be trained in a particular way to recognize these microorganisms and begin to attack them. Macrophages have two major functions that is broadly categorized into anti-inflammatory and pro-inflammatory. Now, the pro-inflammatory function is what I've just described, where macrophages release substances called cytokines or lipid mediators. You think of cops with their guns, and the function of these cytokines is to kill and just get rid of the bad guys. Now, the second aspect of macrophage function is what we call anti-inflammation. When these bad guys are dead, literally, macrophages, alongside some other cells of innate immunity like the neutrophils, but again, macrophage is one of the major one of the major cells in this space, goes to mop up the crime scene, if you think about it. So mops up this dead debris, and this brings about the resolution of inflammation. That means it stops the process of inflammation because the purpose of this release is done. Now, the point where my research comes in is that this inflammation is a good thing for the body, but it has to be strictly maintained. When the inflammation goes beyond regulation, it sets the right environment for some diseases like atherosclerosis, obesity, type 2 diabetes mellitus, and some other diseases. And this is what we do not want in the cellular setting. And so I'm looking at how carboxylesterase 1 in macrophages hydrolyzes some complex substance, and the metabolite in this complex substance go ahead to bring about a control and regulation of inflammation. Thank you very much. It's good to looking forward to catching up with you some other time.